It's the show that's moving fast. It's called The Captain and the Real Deal Podcast with our brother Top Gun, our flight engineer. We're talking Vikings and Hawks, man, the tip of the spear, because we float past clowns with the greatest of ease. They just buckle down to their knees with the grip of a pit bull locked on the mic. We'll be tearing it up night after night. I'm Captain Luke, an operator. I could never be a faker, and I'm serving you lyrics better than a damn waiter. Rhyming on this microphone, and I just never am alone with Big Gold and Top Gun. You know we full grown. Can you hear my tone? I'm in the podcast zone, giving you a taste of my microphone. The homie by my side, he will make you glide. So Big Gold, slice and dice and bring this party inside. Cut it up, B Gold. We get the call with the ball and we're ready to maul. There's no competition, we will never fall. Ball could be in the air or for that 9 route. I shake and bake at the line of scrimmage and I'm out. And off to the house with 6 more for the squad, generating the speed of a NASCAR hot rod. On arrival, the 12s go mad. The opposition got the Emerald Nation is glad. So brace yourself for the show that's the most. While B Gold is spinning, I'm one of your hosts. We also got the Real Deal who makes his cameo with unfiltered thoughts that'll jam you, bro. And our technician, aka Top Gun, he'll test his skills for fun, and he's never on the run. I'm Captain Fook, unfadable, just like the Real Deal. The bigger the headache, the bigger the pill. That's a shout out to the homie George Clinton, the masters of the funk, yo. That's my opinion. So in 2022, and it's season 2, Captain Fook and the Real Deal are ready for you. If you're ready for us, there's no time to discuss. It's about that action, y'all. So get your butt on the bus, because the Captain and the Real Deal are ready to go. And if you are too, then let's start the show, because it's the Captain and the Real Deal Podcast. What's it called? It's called the Captain and the Real Deal Podcast. All right, then let's start the show.
Soldiers, 12s, and all you football fanatics. Welcome to another episode of the Captain and the Real Deal Podcast. On today's episode, them guys will bring you all the latest news and information for their respective teams, the Seattle Seahawks and the Minnesota Vikings.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Damen und Herren, it's time for the podcast featuring Captain Fook and Billy Gold, aka The Real Deal. This is the only place that's talking Hawks and Kings, but to be specific, we're talking Seattle Seahawks and Minnesota Vikings. So strap up. We're taking you on a fantastic voyage, unlike any you've ever been on, so sit back and get ready to set sail to the emerald-rich lands of the Seattle Seahawks and the treasure-filled valleys of the Minnesota Vikings. With your hosts, Captain Fook and Billy Gold, aka The Real Deal. Let's get it.
fans, 12s, and the Scolders, a.k.a. the Striking Vikings.
Here we go.
Welcome to Season 3, Episode 1 of the Captain and the Real Deal podcast. I'm Billy Gold, along with Captain Book and the Maverick, our production engineer, Mike TG Top Gun Cruz.
What up, Top Gun?
We got another great episode in store for you today, the first of the season. So I suggest you fill up your solo cup, sit on back, and get ready for another fantastic voyage. Hey, Cap, you ready to roll?
Captain.
The captain is on the bridge, back and ready to rock and roll. Real quick, thank you to coming back for Season 3. It's going to be epic. B-Goals left a bunch of clues about it being a fantastic voyage, and it will be all that and a couple of bags of chips. We're going to talk Hawks. We're going to talk Kings. We're going to talk ball. You know what, B-Gold? We're going to talk about it all. Let's go.
All right. So, Cap, let's get right to it and start today with a recap of what our squads did in the offseason and the preseason. I'm going to hit you up with the Vikings. Let's start with the defense. I need that Jowler horn. There.
Here we go. Purple Nation, what's up?
Love the direction our new DC Brian Flores is taking. Attack, attack, attack. Sure, we're going to give up some big chunk plays, but we're going to stay aggressive, and turnovers will happen.
Minimize them.
Looks like we have 6 new starters. Defensive end, Marcus Davenport, formerly with the Saints from the Bayou.
Yes, sir. Crescent City.
Cap knows him well, replaces Zadarius Smith. Defensive end, Dean Lowry, formerly of the hated rival Packers, will replace Dalvin Tomlinson. Big loss. Nose tackle, Kyrus Tonga, a rotational player last year, will start. Linebacker Brian Asamoah, a rookie last year who replaces Eric Kendricks, an aging linebacker who couldn't cover anymore.
Out the door. There you go.
Cornerback Brian Murphy, probably our best offseason acquisition, formerly of the Cardinals, replaces old man, ancient Pat Pete.
Wow, that's how you doing him?
That's how I'm doing him.
Wow. Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer, who as soon as he gets to the Steelers says, I think Pickens has more talent than Jefferson. Come on, dude. You're just trying to
wait for the season to
you're
get
trying to buddy on up to your new teammates.
He is doing that.
Not even close. Cornerback, Aqib Evans, a rookie last year. He will replace Duke Shelley. I like that one. Also making a push to start are a couple LSU rookie drafts.
Talk about him.
Cornerback McKee Blackman and defensive tackle Jacqueline Roy, as well as one undrafted free agent, linebacker Ivan Pace Jr. He's out of Cincinnati. He shined throughout the camp.
Okay.
And the preseason looks like he's going to have a big role. He had the mic on calling the plays, so he right out of the box. He's gonna be in there. He might start.
He's gonna fill a role.
You know who he reminds me of? The linebacker for the Panthers that they always said it was too small to play.
Hold on.
And he ended up being like almost like a Hall of Famer. I mean, all
gosh.
pro all the time.
Yeah, it'll come to me. I know exactly who you're talking
That
about.
might be an open item, right?
Yeah, follow the ball and he's there.
Follow the ball, he's there. Yeah, exactly. He was like a 5'9", 5'10" guy too. Okay, and finally, linebacker Louis Vion. He showed some flashes of dominance throughout the preseason, but he sits on the practice squad. That's the defense. Let's move to the offense. On offense, rookie wide receiver Jordan Addison.
A Wookiee. I was like, what?
Rookie, not the Wookiee. Out of USC. Even though I put LSU, I got my letters wrong already on the first one out here. He's going to battle KJ Osborne for the wide receiver 2 spot after Adam Thielen was jetted. You know, Alex Madison will take over the RB1 spot with the release of Dalvin. I no longer know how to cook. A couple of players to keep an eye on will be second-year players. Running back Ty Chandler and wide receiver Jalen Naylor. Now, our wide receiver coach, Keenan McCardle, pounded the table to draft this guy. This is his second year. This guy's going to make some plays this year. I know he's the 4th receiver on the depth chart, but he had an impressive camp. An offseason signing that has not been talked about much is the signing of tight end Josh Oliver, formerly of the Ravens, who's an above excellent blocker and an under the radar pass catcher.
Will he see the field?
Oh yeah, they're gonna do the 2 tight end set all the time.
Okay.
Because they figure more running lanes.
Okay.
You know, because now they got guys that push forward, not guys that run 5 yards backwards and get tackled for a loss.
Or ice skate, roller skate backwards.
Yeah, exactly. So this addition will help the run game immediately. And let's talk about the offensive line. It brings back last 5-year starters. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Should be good. Should be good.
Should be good. Well, yeah, consistency, right? There's no guarantee that rookie out of LSU, Ed Gingram, will keep his starting spot as he's being pushed by third-year guard Blake Brandel out of Oregon, who filled in admirably last year when we lost Darisaw playing tackle. So he can play both guard and tackle. And plus, all pros, offensive tackles, Brian O'Neill and Christian Darisaw, back healthy, ready to start. O'Neill's coming off the ACL. We are set at the edges for year to come, banking on no more injuries, which you can't bank on that. Finally, looking at the special teams, punter, mighty hero, Ryan Wright, had a great year last season,
Yes, he did.
and he's locked in for the upcoming season. There is no kicking battle going on anymore as Greg the Leg Joseph easily beat out the national champion Georgia kicker, Jack Pelesny, who was known for his accuracy and clutch kicks. And to take care of the special teams, kick return and punt return in battles continue with no one stepping out in front. That's what I got for the preseason
Field position.
and a preview. Cap, what say you about your Hawks?
Well, what I want to run through some acquisitions throughout the offseason that there we go. Now we're moving, B Gold. This ship is moving. Got to talk about some transactions that were critical to the success of the Emerald Nation, and the 12s love it. Number one, we re-signed Geno Smith right out the gate after the season ended. And the man was in the weight room before he even got his new contract, because he's really serious about coming forward and letting people know that this wasn't a fluke. We'll talk about all that later. We signed Draymond Jones, a edge rusher out of Denver, looking very forward to what he's going to bring to our defense that was lacking significantly last year. If you remember all the gash plays, record yards on the ground, we were getting crushed. Pete Carroll, John Schneider, they went to work to try to shore this up. We also re-signed future Hall of Famer Bobby Wagner. He was in the metaverse last year. He was number 45. This is a bizarro universe. He's back in the 54 like he's supposed to be. And I know you're going to say something crazy about his age or whatever, but say it, and we're going to talk about it. But we're so happy to have Bobby Wags back. Looking forward to it. We picked up Julian Love, defensive back who we really like out of the Giants system. I remember watching us play him last year, the Giants, and he stood out on film for me, and how we were able to get him. Mr. Schneider, you know how he does it. We also picked up Jaron Reed, a defensive tackle that was with us before. We actually drafted him into the NFL. He came to us by way of Green Bay. Didn't jump off the film in Green Bay last year, but things are different this year. He's back where he belongs. He's back in the Emerald Nation, B Gold. We also picked up Devin Bush, linebacker out of Chicago. Was once a former first-round pick. Little undersized. He had a concussion in the last preseason game against Green Bay, but we believe he's going to contribute, and he has absolutely no problem contributing on special teams either. So we're excited about that. And then our last significant acquisition, we picked up Evan Brown, center from Detroit. They also drafted a guy at center. I'll talk about him in a second, but Evan Brown seems to be the guy that's going to hold on to the job. So we'll see how that works out. We did lose Poona Ford. We'll miss Big Poona, and we also lost Cody Barton.
Oh, yeah, I called his name a lot last year.
You did.
Yeah, I did.
We'll see if they call his name a lot in Buffalo. That's where he went.
Yeah.
But we'll see. And we also were hoping to get back Big Al Woods, but that did not happen. But things happen.
Big Al Woods. That was my favorite Seahawk. I talked about Al Woods like probably on 6 of the episodes.
You did. And Al was worthy of it all, but he's not in the blue and green this year.
Where'd he go?
Where did he go? I don't know if he had. I don't know. He must have signed with somebody.
Open item, dude.
He was a late signer.
Yeah, open item.
I don't know where he went.
It's on you.
I'll check on Big Al.
Big Al
AKA
Woods.
Big Forest. Now let's talk about our draft class. Now everybody knows what the Seahawks did in the draft the year before. We don't need to rehash that. But let's talk about who we did pick
Did
up.
they do something good?
Let's find out. They're going to find out on game day. But we
Yeah.
picked up first round Devin Witherspoon. We also picked up, and he's a DB out of Illinois. A lot of people know about him. We talked about him on our kind of mid-range show that we did. He's got a little hammy injury going on right now, so we're not 100% sure if he's going to play in game one. We hope he does, especially if Cooper Kupp plays, but we'll see.
I don't think Cup's playing.
Yeah, it wasn't trending good. I heard he was in another state.
No, he had a
looking for some
setback. He had a
medical-
setback, yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? That's on him and his team, not on us. We still got to show up and respond, but we got Jackson Smith Enigma. I'm going to be calling him Enigma. I snuck that out the bag. That's going to be his nickname this year. He's looking really, really good in camps and in the preseason games. He did have a hand surgery a week or so ago, but he's already been practicing, so we're hoping that he's trending upward. Our edge rusher, Derek Hall, who had a 1% chance to stay alive when he was born, is looking good. He's raw, but he's looking good. And he's probably going to contribute on the edge. Zach Charbonnet, another drafty, looking good in the
You're
backfield.
going to be pushing Kenny Walker for some playing time.
Kenny Walker's going to get him into the red zone, and then he's going to go finish and drop the hammer. Is how that's going to work, we hope. Anthony Bradford, not making a ton of noise out of camp. He's a guard out of LSU, so I don't want to talk on the folks that are not making too much noise. Aside from that, we got Kenny McIntosh from Georgia. He's kind of got an injury too, so I haven't seen a lot of him. What I have seen has been good, but you need to see it in pads under sustained conditions, and we're not really seeing that right now. So those are the highlights of our offseason.
I got some. What's going on with that controversy with the Ravens? You poach somebody off their practice squad. He's offensive lineman.
That's if he's on waivers, he's eligible.
No, he's not on waivers. You had to sign him to the 53-man roster in order to get him.
Then he was free though. He must.
You got
have
to.
had a
That's an open
contract.
item. You should know
They
who he
didn't
is.
have a contract.
You should know
find
who he
his
is,
name.
yeah.
He was not under contract.
Yeah,
then.
exactly.
He didn't want to be there.
No, but the trick of the trade there is that you got to put him on your 53-man roster. So
Well, good for him. He made it into the safety of the freaking Emerald Nation.
So while I had a minute there or so, I came up with two different nicknames for you to pick from for Bobby Wagner.
What you got?
So I got Bobby, Wish I Was Younger Wagner,
That ain't gonna fly.
or Bobby Graybeard Wagner.
Wow. Okay.
You can
We're gonna
sit
see
on
how
it.
goes.
You sit
No,
on
we'll
it.
bring those back when he defies those as he always does. But excited about our opportunities this year. I'm excited about the Minnesota Vikings too.
Yeah.
A lot of chatter about you all in the offseason about
Yeah, little
whether-
mix, a lot of mix.
Yeah, whether those games that you won, are you going to win those games this year? Are you even going to be in position to win
Yeah.
those games this year? So
Well, we can't give him any more points than we have last year. So
you just got to get more separation. And that
Exactly.
might have been a defensive situation.
I got to sit down for the second half and relax.
Yeah, well, we're hoping that the things that we had struggles with last year defensively are fixed, and we hope that our offensive line is stronger so we can have a more productive and consistent offense.
It starts in the center of it, and we both struggle there. All right, let's move on to some open items from the previous episodes. I know it was all the way back to last season, but here's the open item. This open item comes from our fantasy football league.
Oh, boy.
Seattle Socrates.
Brace. If you're on the West Coast, put your seatbelt on. It's about to get turbulent.
Seattle Socrates challenged me to a 1-week playoff last year after we were both eliminated from contention.
Yes, he did.
The loser had to wear the other guy's team gear and take a photo. After I destroyed Seattle Socrates, even though he went on the waiver wire before even making this challenge to pick up whoever was available, after I destroyed him, he vanished into thin air. He would not respond to any correspondence at all. Not even from Captain Book, his longtime friend. Finally, after weeks of hiding and sending out search teams,
He flushed him out.
he responded and made excuse after excuse. We kept the pressure up. Well, I kept the pressure up. And he finally sent a photo with him wearing a Vikings cap. By the way, he was at a store, put the cap on, hid behind a rack, took the picture, and ran the heck out of there. And
That's probably exactly how it went down.
here is the photo. Disgraced and defeated, Seattle Socrates has bowed out of this year's fantasy football league. Saw this coming a mile away.
Well, on a side note, he will be represented in a way in our fantasy league, but not directly,
How?
because his young son is in this league.
He was in it last year.
Yeah, but he's gonna represent his pops.
There's nothing. He's a.
He's gonna represent his pops. But I
He
mean,
picked-
Mike, I don't know how you recover from this, bro. You're gonna have to.
Yeah, he picked up his toys and he went home.
You got to get a meeting with B Gold. I don't think that the Real Deal will meet with you right now, but you got to try to see if you can link up with B Gold, man, and sort this out. You can't go out like this, man.
You cannot. Okay, let's move on to our new segment last year that we're going to continue in this year because there's a lot of numbers to go. It's By the Numbers, and we are at number 23. The Vikings that have worn number 23. Jamie Caleb, 1961. Don't know him.
Jamie Caleb.
Lee Callan, 63 to 65. Must have been a special teamer. Don't know him. Jeff Williams, 1966. So I said to myself, I got to pick somebody out of each one to give a little something. So he was a running back in 1966. He played 3 games and recorded 1 rushing attempt for 2 yards and a fumble.
Wow. Bad
So
stats.
that's why I thought it was interesting.
Man, that's not good to be known for that.
Besides that, he had 4 punt returns for -2 yards.
And 2 fumbles.
No, the 1 fumble.
That's
So I
horrible.
mean, you know why
backwards
he
when
only
gets
had
the
a cup
ball.
of coffee.
They didn't even let him finish his coffee.
Right.
Oh,
Then you
boy.
have Jeff Wright, 1971 to 1977,
Okay.
defensive back. Ted Brown, 79 to 86. Terry Love, 87, don't know him. Michael Mays, I think he went on to become some kind of a horror movie guy, 1991. Barry Wood.
Michael Myers.
Yeah, Barry Word, 1993.
Barry Ward was with you guys?
Yeah, 1993.
I only know him from the Chiefs. He was a beast.
Well, we had him for 1 year. He must have been on
end of his career.
He must have been where Bobby Wagner is now.
Oh, well. No, that doesn't make sense because Bobby's in the league and this guy's not. But we'll see.
Shelly
Pray
Hammond.
we meet you in the playoffs.
Shelly Hammond's 95. Yeah, Bobby retired by then.
No.
Steve Hall, 96.
MVP defensive.
Tumor Barnes, 1996. And Torian Gray, 1997 to 1998. A couple more. Michael Bennett, 2001 to 2005. Running back. Cedric Griffin, 2006 to 2011. A lot of guys. A lot of number 23s.
Yeah.
Joe Banyard, 2013 to 2014. Terrence Newman, played pretty good for a little while. 2015 to 2017. George Ioka, safety former of the Bengals. Got hurt when he came to us, 2018. Mike Boone, running back. Yeah, it was very good in the preseason. Never blossomed into much. 2019 and 2020. Xavier Woods. Now, I think he's with the Cowboys now, or we got him from the Cowboys. I'm sure he wasn't playing anymore. 2021. And then finally, Andrew Booth, our number 1 pick as a cornerback, 2022 to present, who should have got cut this year.
He's not
That's how bad he is. Yeah.
Wow. Is he going to start?
No.
Okay.
That bad. You ain't starting.
Number 1 pick
I think he was like he ended around like
from
30.
the coaches regime?
Yes, the previous coach's regime. So looking at this list, there are a bunch of guys I never even heard of, like I said along the way. I'm going to go at one of the purple people eaters, safety Jeff Wright. Wright played his college ball at the University of Minnesota, hometown boy, selected by the Vikings in the 15th round. Yes, 15th round.
Those were the
There's
days.
not even 15 rounds anymore
No.
of the 1971 draft. He managed to stick with the Vikings for 7 seasons, playing with the team until 1977, and appeared in 3 of the Vikings' 4 Super Bowls. He started 62 of 83 games in his career, and he collected 12 interceptions, with 10 of those coming from 72 to 74. Jeff Wright is my all-time number 23 to play for the Minnesota Vikings.
Well done. Well done. Let's run through these 23s for the Seahawks. We had quite a few as well. Got a dude named Jonathan Abram, who we just picked up, so he's not going to get it, but we hope that he has a good season. Artie Burns, just re-signed him and activated him to the squad. He played with us last year. Really fast, athletic guy. He's the guy with the Olympic jumping ability. If you recall, he jumps and does flips sometimes after big plays. He hasn't been there long enough yet. You got to get some more time under his belt. We got Ike Charlton, not familiar with him. Forey Duckett, never heard of him. Patrick Hunter was with us for 3 years, and he's not getting it. Jerron Johnson, he's not getting it either, although he was fairly productive, but he's got to stay healthy. Sidney Jones, not real familiar with him. Tom Kallmeyer, got to keep moving. Doug Long, got to keep moving. Dexter Siegler, Got to keep moving, be gold. Stephen Terrell was with us for 3 years, and he had a decent time with us, but I don't know where he just fizzled out. I don't know what happened with him. Rob Thomas from 1992 to 1992, so he may not have finished his coffee.
Yeah.
Nico Thorpe, who played with us for a couple of years, 3 years almost, and I think he might have gotten injured, and he's on our coaching staff right now doing a great job. Marcus Trufant, I'll talk about him in a second, and Robert Williams from 1999 to 1999, and it says 0 next to him. So I don't know if he ever played in a game. Marcus Trufant is clearly the hands down favorite in this list.
I mean, he's a good player, but how hard was that list?
It wasn't hard. It wasn't that hard. I mean, he played with us for 9 seasons. He's a local product, went to Wilson High School, which is in my conference back in the City of Destiny, rival. Got a nice sack against him back in the day, but nobody remembers that but me. He also went to Washington State University, and he was a standout corner there. Performed well. He got torched a bit, but he was a big playmaker when it was time, and he did play in a Super Bowl, our first Super Bowl. So, no. Yeah, he did play in our first Super Bowl. So I got to give that to Marcus Trufant. Like you said, this list was a lot of folks I'm not real familiar with, but they were Hawks. So
All right,
we're good.
So before we segue into the fun facts, something just caught my attention.
What you got?
Caught my attention. So it was cut down day in the NFL. Cut down day in the NFL. And the list came out, and Cap, he hits me up. He goes, I saw the list, and they cut these 3 guys, and we got to sign them back to the practice squad. They're ballers. They're ballers. We got to get them back to the practice squad.
That's right.
And I'm going...
That's exactly right, ladies and gentlemen. He's telling it exactly how it went down.
Exactly. And I'm going, all right, man, who are these guys? And I said, Cap, the Vikings picked them up, not knowing who they were. And he goes, yeah, how would you know who I'm talking about? So I just guessed a couple names that I saw that said had really good rookie camps. The three guys he mentioned, they weren't even talked about having good rookie camps. So at least the side I went.
That's okay.
So I said, so he goes, oh, those aren't the guys. And he gave me like a little hint of who they were, by names. And I said, all right. So I researched them, and I look at the first guy, and I'm going, Montana State.
Bobcats, baby.
Then I look at the second guy, Montana State.
That's right.
And then the third guy,
University of Montana.
Right.
Was a Grizzly.
the third guy was not from Montana and didn't go to that college.
No, undrafted free agent.
So I said, Cap, do they really have talent, or is this the Alamar? What is it?
I say?
You didn't answer. You sidestep as usual.
I said it in the beginning. They are ballers.
No.
They are. I didn't sidestep it. They're ballers. I'll put their names out there.
You sidestepped. You want nothing to do with the answer.
First of all, let's talk about something.
Are they still on your squad?
Yes, they are
signed up?
They are on the practice
squad.
Well,
they are, right? They made it through.
To compete for the Emerald Nation. Like
they made it through.
That's because the coaching staff knows what's cracking,
or
man.
The rest of the league said, they're from Montana State.
Please. Okay. Watch it when they try to run across the route and get sent to the place where people go to bed. They might go there.
That's called the comfort zone.
Check this out. When Russell Wilson came over to us, they were like, he ain't going to do nothing. Who is he? A little short guy from Wisconsin. They signed a big contract with the other guy from Green Bay. Beat him out. Richard Sherman came over, 5th round? He's too tall to play corner.
What did Russell Wilson do in his last year there?
Cam Chancellor came in. He's not a high draft pick.
I'm not answering that question.
He shook people up. He had them nervous before the game started. So you don't have to be heard of unless if the coaches know about it.
All right, so
you want to hear the names just so we can
get them out there so we can follow their pathway to success this year.
Listen, making a roster is success in itself. So let's start with Ty Okada. Safety out of Montana State University, Bobcat baller. You'll see him if he gets on the field. You got a guy named Patrick O'Connell, a linebacker from the Grizzlies, University of Montana. He's a beast, man. I'm telling you. And then we got a young guy named Levi Bell, who's an undrafted free agent, and he has a very unique skill set. I'll say that. And if he gets in the game and it happens, I'll hit you up on the
right. So out of those 3, there's only one guy you didn't know what college you went to.
University. Here, I might get it for you. I'm gonna get it for you. Hold on. And I'm waiting for your other question too. I'm prepared. I know what you're gonna ask me.
No, that's it. That's all I got. We're moving on.
I got it. Where's my Go ahead. I'm good though.
You're good.
Yeah, I am.
All right,
I'm really fired
That's
up.
an open item for you.
I'm fired up. I'll have it finished up.
That's
before we leave
that's
here.
an open item. No, bring it next week. You got a lot to do.
Fine.
All right. Segue. Segue into the fun facts. Another challenge for you I got here. Are you ready for another challenge?
Yeah.
Because I only give you like one challenge every 3 or 4 weeks. So
You give me like 6, 7 challenges an episode. What are you
so
talking
fun
about?
fact number 1.
I know you gonna dig this.
Yes, we know you gonna dig this. There are 14 former Vikings who also played for the Seahawks. Cap, how many can you name? I will cross them out as you name them.
14 former Vikings that play for us. So Warren Moon.
Warren Moon, okay, you got that one.
You have John Randall.
John
Right.
Randall, yep, that's 2.
Let's see here. 4 former Vikes that play for us.
Well, he played for both teams.
yeah, that dude.
It could have started with the Seahawks and ended with the Vikings. Either way, who played for both teams?
What's that dude's name? Dotel. That running back, Cotel or Dotel that you guys have.
Well, he would be number 15 because
Oh, he didn't
he
count
never
him?
played for us.
Oh, okay. He just was practicing with you
It would be
in the game.
NFL
in the game?
experience. Yeah. So you got 2 out of 14.
Let's see who else. Who else? Did Chris Carter ever make his way with us?
He did not.
No. I'm good.
You're good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who else you got?
There's going to be some Seahawks fans that are very upset with
Let's
you.
hear it. They don't. I mean, once you take it off, though, I mean,
Oh, and they're going to be very upset with you because I could have nailed at least 10 of these.
okay.
Just saying. Nate Burleson,
of course.
Percy Harvin.
Yep. Helped us with the ball, Super Bowl.
This one, you are going to catch the wrath of Seahawks fans. Steve Hutchinson,
Oh, yeah, that's right. Poison pill.
Tavares Jackson,
Yep. QB.
Adrian Peterson,
AP for a hot second. Yeah.
Sidney Rice,
Well done.
Mike Tice,
Yep. Tight end.
Carl Eller,
Carl Eller. Yeah, for us for a hot second.
Keith Millard,
Another baller for you guys. Came to us at the end of his
Brian
career.
Russell,
Not familiar with him.
safety. Actually, defensive tackle, sorry.
Okay.
Blair Walsh. Actually, no, Brian Russell was a safety.
Oh yeah.
Blair
Kicker,
Walsh.
Yeah, the kicker from the Supernatural.
Kevin Williams, defensive tackle.
How long was he with us? Not very long, I don't think. Maybe a season.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good list right there.
Good list.
Yeah, I have to hit you up with a sidewinder next week.
Okay. Was that considered a silent? So, Cap, 2 out of 14. Do we know the percentage of that, Mike? 2 of 14.
It's a failing
Four-
score, man. Are you kidding?
14 into 2.
All right.
That's a 1, and then a
All right.
6. That gets you a 4. That's a 56.
I
And then a
got you.
40. That's a 3. That's not even a 3. That's a
I
2.
got you.
So that's a 14% score.
I see how we rolling, and
All right.
nothing's changed. Ambush after ambush, but I'm ready for it. I'll fight uphill. Let's go.
I'm doing my homework.
What else you got?
Fun fact number 2.
I know you gonna dig this.
The Minnesota Vikings were the first NFL expansion team to win the NFL championship game.
Yeah, where's the trophy?
Lost.
In the vortex?
Actually, it's not lost. Green Bay has it
Why have you all not taken it back?
because the last team that they emblemed on it is the Packers because
it
they
belo-
wanted the most.
But it belongs in your stadium.
It does. And
in your
I
trophy.
You know what
case.
I should have
And
wrote down there?
Surprised that you guys haven't figured out a way to go get this.
Yeah. Well,
Roger Goodell will listen to you.
now that I have a new team member of the Minnesota Vikings, me and Mike are taking a road trip.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you did forget, Mike confessed that he is a loyal Vikings fan now. I mean,
Top Gun.
they haven't given him the full purple yet. He's working his way on it, but he got his shirt on. I think next week he gets to get the full purple when the season starts. But yeah, he's a Vikings fan, and I wish him the best.
All right.
Soldiers.
Down at the end of the road, we all root for each other. We just have a little fun.
Always, always.
All right, ridiculous article comment of the week. We don't have one but it is part of our segment this year, so we will bring it when it's available. Taking it to the house. There is no taking it to the house other than we're back at the 479 house,
That's a beautiful thing.
and we'll get that going. Hopefully next week we both come out victorious.
We better be in the house next
Yeah.
week with hopefully a W because he can't get in with the L.
So I got some breaking news this week. N'Keal Harry, former number 1 pick or first round pick of the Patriots, signed. He stayed with us in preseason. We cut him. He signed to our practice squad. After suffering injury in warmups before a preseason contest, we waived him, but he's only 25 years old. He's a reclamation project. We're trying him. We're going to give him a chance to be a developmental project for the Vikings.
What do you think?
I don't know. He entered the league with a high expectation as a day one selection. His time with the Patriots was inconsistent at best. He only really had 1 year where he had 33 catches for 309 yards and 2 touchdowns. So, I don't know. He sounds like another Jalen Reagor where, we ended up cutting him too, even though he had a good preseason. But everybody said he had a great preseason. But I see, but he's playing him in 3rd and 4th stringers. So you can't do that against 1s and 2s.
You got to be able to do it against 1s and 2s.
Right.
So I wanted to ask you a question earlier about your thoughts on Zadarius Smith not being with you guys anymore. What are your thoughts, honestly?
Old man time has caught up with him. He could play the first 8 or 9 games and play at a high level, but then he gets banged up, and he has knees that are not very kind to him, and he slows down. The guy like him, he should have limited reps for the first 8 to 10 weeks of the season, and let him come on strong at the end. The problem is our defense was so awful last year. He was out there being one of the leaders. I think he's done.
So you're good with him being done.
He's a situational player.
But do you want him on the roster?
Zadarius Smith?
Yeah.
He's gone.
I know, but do you want him back on the roster? So
No. I just got through telling you he's another Bobby Wagner.
He can contribute 8 or 9 games, and he could give you some value.
No, we don't. I need young,
There's the truth.
smarter,
There's the
faster,
truth. Not
stronger.
necessarily smarter, my friend. We'll see though.
All right, you're right. Then faster, stronger,
And
quicker.
you love that. You like sideline to sideline, don't you?
I want to win.
I hear you. And the linebacker we were thinking of earlier for Carolina was Luke Kuechly, I think.
No, it was not Luke.
It wasn't Luke?
No, it was Sam Mills.
That's what you were talking about?
He was a baller.
Yeah, he was with the Saints first, and then he
Yeah, but I think he made his heyday with the Panthers, or maybe it was vice
he made
versa.
his heyday with the Saints.
All right, then that's where I got. No, it was Sam Mills. He was like
'Cause he was
5'9",
with Pat Swilly, Ricky Jackson. And,
but he ended his career with the Panthers when they said he was done.
Yeah,
He was 5'9", and he was a
Luke
great
Kuechly was
linebacker.
kind of short too, but he
Yeah,
was a baller.
but I think Sam Mills was better than Luke Kuechly.
I don't know. They did call Sam Mills the midget backer. That was a pretty cool nickname.
A pretty cool thing. All right, second breaking news this week. Vikings outside linebacker coach, pass rush specialist Mike Smith is taking a personal leave of absence.
Everything okay?
No more information was provided, so we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it. Usually when something like that happens, it doesn't end up well.
Yeah, well, I wish him the best, whatever the situation is, and he can hope that he can handle it.
And finally, breaking news this week. Former Viking tight end Kyle Rudolph officially retired from the NFL today.
He did.
Rudolph out of Notre Dame was selected by the Vikings with the 43rd overall pick in the second round of the 2011 NFL Draft. He was the first tight end selected in the draft and is the second highest drafted tight end in Viking history behind Hal Bedsole.
Cup of tea, perhaps.
Well, that was 1964, so I was 2 years old. So I never heard him. So he obviously wasn't a good pick. Rudolph will retire as a member of the Vikings. Where's that skull horn? Thank you. All right. Looking back at what Rudolph was able to do during his Viking career in a purple and gold uniform, should he be regarded as the greatest Minnesota tight end of all time? The answer is no. Steve Jordan still stays atop my list for the best tight end in Viking history. Jordan has the edge over him. 6 Pro Bowl selections to 2. He has more games played, more catches, and more receiving yards. Rudolph did average more yards per catch, and he made more trips to the end zone than Jordan. But Jordan, back in the day when they weren't even passing.
I remember him. He was a baller.
Yeah.
And he could block too.
Yes, he could block too. That's what I got.
Speaking
for
of tight
news.
ends, how can you not break this as news? You all just signed your recently acquired tight end from Detroit last year to a massive monetary document.
Yes,
Can you please tell us about that?
I can. They're reporting it as the highest tight end contract currently, but if you break it down, it's not. He's like 3rd or 4th.
Okay. What is it, the signing bonus game that they always play?
Yeah, it's a game. So, and it gives us cap relief this year. This is what always happens.
And what's his first name? His last name is Hawkinson. What's his first name?
You don't know his first name?
No.
Really?
No, I don't even know 10 of the Seahawks that were on your list until you spoke them. I've been focused on other things.
What do you mean?
But,
We've
what's
been
his
focused.
first name? What's his first name? Come on, step it up. Step it up.
I can't.
man.
I can't believe you don't know his name.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
Oh, what is it?
It's TJ.
Okay.
All right.
What's the
It's
T and
probably
J stand
Thomas
for?
John.
We got to figure that out.
We got to figure it out. It's Thomas James. I was close.
Oh, okay.
TJ Hawkinson.
A little pressure.
So he doesn't really have a first
little
name.
pressure for B Gold a little
Yeah,
bit.
man. I was active.
thrive.
I thrived,
Right.
which I usually do.
Good stuff.
TJ Hawkinson. So I'll say
It's
this.
a big contract.
That's what the market price calls for.
He's going to get a lot of
He's
touches
a
this year.
favorite target of his.
He is.
When he came in, he was averaging like 12 catches a game.
As soon as he got there.
As soon as he got
I know
there.
Kurt was like, I trust you. Let's go.
So he has some injury questions in the past. He didn't have it last year. He's a top 3 to 5 tight end.
How do you rate him against Darren the Waller Baller?
About equal.
They're equal.
Yeah, I think so.
Travis Kelce.
Currently number 1, but that could change in the weeks to come with the new injury.
George Kittle.
Done.
Why you always hating on Kittle? Kittle's a beast, man.
He's done.
Do you guys play San Fran this year?
Yeah, we do.
Good luck.
We're gonna beat him.
You better hope it's not on National Tight Ends Day, too.
Doesn't matter. He's gonna catch 3 balls.
I want to talk
like
about
10
Frisco when we get to the picks because I want to
Oh, yeah, we're
pick
gonna
your brain on something.
All right. You have any
No.
all right.
I'm laser focused right now.
All right. So let's go outside the box with the real deal. One quick thing, then we'll move on to the season record prediction. Outside the box, the Vikings, the Minnesota Vikings, will honor legendary head coach Mike's new favorite guy, Top Gun's new favorite guy, Bud Grant, in week 1 by wearing a jersey with patches with the signature of Bud on them and their classic uniforms that the NFL
nice.
the NFL
Nice.
is now allowed. And then after that, a Bud sticker will also be on players' helmets for the rest of the seasons. And it's not Budweiser. It's
no, it's
Bud
the legendary Bud Grant.
All right, let's move on to season record prediction. And I'm going to go through this quick and give you what I'm thinking I'm going to do for the year. Cap, week 1, Buccaneers, we got to win. Eagles, we got a loss. Chargers, at the Chargers, we got to win. Panthers, at the Panthers, we got to win. We're 3-1. Move on. Chiefs, at home, Chiefs win 3-2. Bears, at Chicago, Bears win 3-3.
Wow.
At home against the 49ers, 49ers win 3-4.
George Kittle stepping it up.
Ain't George Kittle.
That's at their house?
Anybody would no. It's at the Vikings.
Wow. And you're giving them that
Yep,
win?
yep.
Okay.
Week 8, at the Packers, 4-4. We get a win. At the Falcons, we get a win, 5-4. Saints come to our house. We're 6-4. We go to the Broncos. We're 7-4. We host the Bears. We're 8-4. We get a bye week. Heal up at 8-4. Go to the Raiders. 9-4. We win. We go to the Bengals. We lose. 9-5. We bring the Lions to our house. 10-5. We win. We play the Packers again. We sweep them. 11-5.
Mm.
Then we go to the Lions. 11-6. So
Wow.
11-6. And I'm saying sweeping the Bears or Lions or winning at Cincinnati is now out of the question. One of those 3. Speaking specifically about the Lions, I'm not buying into them.
They have a huge test on Thursday night.
They only have one good receiver. I'm on St. Brown. And they're starting 2 rookies, running back Jahmyr Gibbs and tight end Sam Laporta. Plus, their defense still has the same coordinator, Aaron Glenn, who's given up 27 plus points per game for the first 2 years he's been there. So I'm saying 11-6, but I got 3 games here to go either way. 12-5 is a possibility. So I got 11-6 or 12-5 if things fall right. And I'm happy with that. That's a division champion right there. What say you?
I wish your squad the best. If you get that schedule there and it comes out the way you want, that gets you solidly into the playoffs with some pole position.
I thought I was fair.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
actually looked at me in a couple ones and say, why didn't you give yourself the victory?
well, yeah,
I-
especially if it was a
I'm
home
not.
game.
I'm not a Seahawk fan. I can't go 17-0.
Yeah. Watch. Let me show you how that's done. Now let's break it down. We first played the Rams at home. There's still a lot of question marks, so this is hard to predict right now, but I'm taking us at home. We know we got to see, the big man in the middle, but we have a job to do.
Wait.
and
If
we
you
have
don't
to
beat the
get it.
Rams, if
Okay.
you're hemming and hawing about
You're
the
going off
Rams
last year,
but
that's
if
dangerous.
you're hemming and hawing about the
Dangerous.
Rams,
Super dangerous.
oh my goodness, then you might go 0-17 if you're hemming and hawing about
Then-
them.
then
You're
we-
going to beat them 35-6.
Then we fly to Detroit to play the Lions in their house. I see us getting a W on there as well. Of course, you see that. Did I see that? And then we have the Carolina Panthers coming to see us at home. I see us getting a win, honestly.
Yeah, 3-0. You're
Then
halfway to you're
we have another
1/3
home
of the way
game.
to 17-0.
We have another road game. We fly across the country to New York on Monday night.
Which
See
one?
the Giants.
Yep.
We're going to get that done.
4-0.
We'll be 4-0 at this point.
Impressive.
Now here's where things start to get a little
Okay.
dicey.
Yep.
Cross country trip. We go back to the Emerald Nation. Then we got to come back out to Ohio, play Cincinnati. Burrow will be ready with all their ridiculous weapons. This is where I don't know how it's going to fall. This might be a tie.
A tie. So
Yeah.
4-0-1.
It might be a tie.
4-0-1.
And then we go home.
He's going to be 12-0-5.
You already know how we do it. And we come back. We got the Cardinals coming to the house, division game, but we should be able to get that done. And then Cleveland comes to see us at home. We should get that done as well. Now we fly out to Baltimore.
Yep.
We actually had a tie with the last road game in Ohio. Close enough. We're going to tie with the Ravens.
So 7-0-2.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then the Washington Commanders come and see us. We get the W.
8-0-2.
We fly to LA, put that work in, get the W.
9-0-2.
Now Frisco comes to see us
Yep.
at home. We have a significant bone to pick. We lost
10-0-2.
3 in a row to them.
Why do we even do this
No, that's
segment?
a win. That's a win
For you.
for Seattle. Yeah.
Yeah, I said that, has there been a loss yet?
Not yet.
So exactly. So I added 9-1. That makes 10.
I didn't have a loss in there.
I'm saying I added
9-0-1.
9-1.
Yeah.
Now you're 9-0-2. Now you're 10-0-2.
It can happen. Those and I'll touch on those at the end of this.
Hey, Mike, is there like a game called Fantasyland that we're not aware of?
Seattle flies to Dallas
Dallas, okay.
and puts that work in on Dallas. So we get a
What's
W.
11-0-2?
Yep. And then Seattle flies to San Fran,
San Fran.
depending on San
After you just had a
Francisco's
tie
health
with
and
them. Now
ours.
you're in their house. Now you're in their house. You're getting another tie? 2 ties with the 49ers?
That's a pick 'em game right there.
They'll pick. No, you have to pick the game. That's what it's called,
Yeah.
prediction.
We'll probably take a L there.
You're gonna so 11-1-2.
Yeah, and then
Wow.
Philly. This is where our season.
Philly. So now you're at Philly. At Philly, or are they at your house?
they come to us.
They come to you. Okay.
and every time we play Frisco, we get banged up. So we could be dealing with injuries, but if we're fully healthy, and we got an O line to deal with their D line, then
Well, we want to know what the prediction
we're
is.
gonna get the W.
All right. So you're 12-1-2.
Yeah.
This is not fantasy football, dude.
No, I know.
Okay.
Then we fly to Tennessee,
All right. 13-1-2.
get that win. Pittsburgh comes to see us.
14-1-2.
That one. Well, I'm gonna give us.
Are you
the
getting
L-
another
the win.
tie? You want another tie?
Yeah. You know what? Drop that down as a tie.
13-1-3.
And then we finish the season in Cardinals land.
Cardinals at 14-1-3.
Yeah.
14-1-3. All right.
Wait,
you know
who
what?
You got the loss to?
You get second San Francisco game.
Oh yeah, I had to say that.
Yeah. So 14-1-3.
that could easily be a tie though.
All right, tie. So 14-1-3. That's what you're predicting. So
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you a +or-2.
On the ties?
No.
Oh.
On loss, here's what +or-. So you have 14-1-3. I will tell you. I will say.
Just change that loss to a tie.
All right, 12-0-4.
We're gonna set
12-0-4,
records this
right?
year.
You're going to be
losing
the
a
first
game this
undefeated team since Miami Dolphins, right? 14-0-4 because you played more games and a couple ties. You think you're going to be better. Okay. So I will say you're gonna lose 5 games. I'll bet you lunch.
I like taking you guys to lunch. I seem to lose every bet anyway, so
5.
I'll take that.
All right, 5. That we got mark that down.
Yeah. And what's your record? What'd you predict?
I had
6.
11-6 or 12-5.
With 3 teeter-totters?
So how did you get to 18 games? Because you're 12-6. There's only 17 weeks. Did you forget your bye week? Did you pick them to win against somebody they weren't playing?
No, I got a January 7th game here. It's my last.
It doesn't really matter. You didn't lose. Right. So I have to change that.
Did you actually think I was going to predict that my team takes a L?
I thought you were going to have a reality.
With the information that I have right now? How could I do that? I don't even go into situations thinking like that.
So I said you're going to lose. I'm going to say 5 games, 12-5. Otherwise, you owe me lunch since you have me and Mike lunch. And by the way, it's going to be Ruth's Chris this year.
Okay. Break a brother.
Actually, you know where it's going to be?
No.
Mike's going to go through the purple. No, Mike's going to go through the blue door
Come on.
in,
Not the green door.
in Minnesota,
Was it okay?
the steakhouse.
It was the green door though, wasn't it?
Green, yeah, the green door. Yeah, the green
That
door.
place was off the chain.
Yeah, it's a steakhouse in Minnesota. I should know the name of it.
We'll find it.
We'll find it. But Mike, Cap will pay for dinner. I'll find a way to get you a ticket, and Eric will have to give you enough money to pay for your room, or you can sleep on the couch in one of mine or Cap's room. All right,
All right.
Uh,
Wager man.
undefeated. Whew.
All right.
All right,
That's how it is.
yeah. All right, let's get to the week 1 preview. Buccaneers at Vikings. Man, I feel like I just met Dorothy.
Hey, you know what? It's a different mindset, man. You're not used to it right now, but you will. You'll get there.
Well, I've watched reality for the past 2 seasons of the show.
Okay.
So all
Okay.
right,
I don't go into battles thinking I'm going to lose, so I just don't do it.
okay. U.S. Bank Stadium will be rocking as the Vikings take on the Buccaneers and look to get off to a fast start. Baker Mayfield will be under center for the Bucs, but it looks like their star wide receiver Mike Evans is planning to hold out for a new contract. His deadline is tomorrow, I believe, or he's not going to play this week,
Interesting.
which will be a big hit to them. I expect their defense is pretty good, though. I expect the Vikings offense to start a little slow because of no reps this preseason, but once they get comfortable, I expect a 10-point win, 27-17. The defense will be fun to watch as they'll be getting after the QB, bringing multiple rushers from different looks. There will be times this defense will give up big plays, but it will also create turnovers. Excited to see something other than the bend but don't break approach. If we can't get there with 4, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna bring more.
Love it.
The Vikings lead the all-time series 33-23. A cohesive Vikings offensive unit will come off a winning season and will keep the Bucs at bay by at least a touchdown. I'm saying 10 points, and they will cover the spread. Kat, what's your thoughts on your week 1 matchup?
Well, you know I'm excited about it. You know, like I said, we got to play the Rams. That's a division game. We got Aaron Donald to deal with. That's the biggest wild card that I see right now. And I don't care if we need to have 3 people, 4 people focus in on him to keep him out of Geno's face and out of our backfield. That's what we have to do. And we have to get our defense to do what I've seen many flashes of in this particular preseason, which is to hold ground at the line of scrimmage and then control the edge. We all know what happens when you lose the edge.
Yep.
You
Third
lose-
and fourth stringers, yep.
You lose the edge.
Third and fourth
and
stringers.
you lose the game.
Playing.
We'll see if third and fourth strings are playing on
They're
Sunday.
not, but they played all preseason. You can't judge on preseason. Come on. It's a joke. They don't even play the starters.
You know what? You're right. A lot of people didn't play
No,
starters.
nobody.
during the preseason.
There are a couple squads that did, but
Yeah, a few reps here and there. But the end of the day, first game out is the day.
they're USL, XFL players.
So,
That's
I mean,
all
it's
they're.
going to be at the house.
Yeah.
You know, the Seahawks are anxious to play the Rams.
They
We
should
beat
be.
them
They-
twice
they
over last
stink.
year, so
They
they'll
should
come
be.
in angry, but that's good.
No, they're not going to
Matthew
come in angry.
Stafford's
They're
healthy
coming in.
and
They're,
ready to go.
they're coming in with no
Seattle
talent.
Seahawks in the Emerald Nation will secure the victory 35-10.
35-10. Wow.
That's right. Why is it so surprising? I
Because you
wonder?
win every week 35-10.
Not every week.
Oh, all right.
Some weeks it's tighter than that. Oh,
I'm going to write a book.
it's my squad, right?
Yes,
It's my squad.
I'm going to write a book, The Outside Looking In.
I'm just not into predicting that my squad's going to lose. Now, if we get catastrophic injuries out the first gate,
it's not about prediction.
there.
When you're doing predictions and you want to help the public, you have to be realistic.
And I even take the hit when we get our percentages at the end because I'm not picking my crew to lose.
If somebody's
And
giving
so,
me, if somebody's
we go
giving,
0-17,
right.
you're gonna destroy me in the.
If somebody's giving me an odd in Las Vegas to say the Seahawks are going 14-0-3,
take it.
me and Mike will put down our whatever we can find, we'll put down.
It would be ridiculous if that
Yeah,
happened.
be ridiculous.
But this is a fun show, so I'm trying to have fun.
We're just having fun.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the rest of the picks.
Yo, it's time for the picks, the weekly predictions by them guys. Get your notebooks out because they rarely miss. Make way for Captain Booth when he makes his picks. You can't touch this dude. Reppin' Hawks in the Emerald Nation. All units, battle stations. So welcome to the battle zone. It's a place where Captain Booth is never alone. With his guide, he goes by his side. Sporting purple, always ready to ride. A real Viking maniac. Never afraid to go on the attack. And when needed and comes the real deal, he's got a real feel for NFL skills. So listen close and get the word. Don't be the one who hadn't heard about Captain Booth and Booth Gold. Dropping knowledge, truth be told. Pluto picks, battle tested.
All right. We're off. We're off and going with the week 1 predictions. We got the Thursday night football game. Lions visiting Kansas City. I got KC taming the Lions 34-20.
I have to agree with you. I have the Kansas City Chiefs welcoming Detroit to the NFL and to the big leagues with the big dogs. They want to fight in the big house. They're going to get it. Kansas City will get the win. Detroit will be game, but Kansas City gets that win 35-14.
All right, move to the Sunday 1 p.m. games. Panthers at the Falcons. This is a toss-up, but I'm going to go with the home team, Atlanta, 23-20.
Oh, we're going to go opposites here. I'm taking Carolina. I'm liking what I'm seeing coming out of that camp this summer. I'm going with the score of 21-7.
Okay, next up,
It's tough to win on the road.
Bucks at the Vikings. The striking Vikings win at home 27-17.
Yeah, I got Minnesota getting a home win, starting out the season feeling real good. Hopefully it lasts. Beating Tampa Bay and the new Baker Mayfield offense 31. And at least 2 of those are going to go to JJ to 10. I think Tampa Bay's offense is going to struggle a little bit with your defense.
All right, Bengals visiting the dog pound. I got the Bengals winning on the road, but it's going to be a closer game than you think. I think Watson's going to get back to being more of an elite player this year. With Stefanski finally settling in and was quarterback for a year. I got 24-23 Bengals.
I got a little wider open than that. I got Cincinnati getting it done, especially with Burrow coming in with this injury offseason. I think he wants to show everybody that he's ready to let his Bengals claw their rival.
There you go.
41-19.
All right, cool. Jaguars at the Indianapolis Colts. The Jaguars are poised for a big year in my mind, and they stampede the Colts in their barn, 31-13.
Yeah, I got Jacksonville breaking off Indianapolis 21-10, but it might even be 3. I think how they did their running back, I just think that team is going to have a problem coming out the gate hot. And I love what Jacksonville has been doing too. So sunshine at the helm, let's go.
All right, San Francisco 49ers roll into the Steel City and see the Pittsburgh Steelers. I got the 49ers invading the Steel City and treat themselves to a victory on the road, 23-20.
This is going to be the game of the week, and it's going to shock a lot of people. Pittsburgh is going to hold serve at home. They're going to put their hard hats on, and it's going to be the most physical game of the week, perhaps. And they're going to beat San Fran 24-21, and we're going to see how the media reacts with all this ridiculousness and the controversies of quarterback positioning in Frisco. It's going to be hilarious to a degree, but Pittsburgh, don't sleep on them this year.
All right, I got Pickens on my fantasy squad. I think he's a bust out of the wide receiver.
He is.
All right, Titans travel to the Bayou State and take on the Saints. This should be a really good game because
Agreed.
both squads have some talent, but I'm going to go with the home team, 27-24.
Nice. Yeah, I'm going with the Crescent City, the boot. I think New Orleans and David Carr coming out the gate at home. He wants to show everybody, especially those people in Las Vegas, that they made a huge mistake, and they're going to beat Tennessee 30-13.
All right, cool. I got the Cardinals visiting the Washington, soon to change their name again, Commanders, according to Joe Theismann.
I hope they changed the name.
Yeah. I'm going to think of a good name for them.
They had a good one.
It's an open item.
It was like Red Wolves or
No,
something.
I'm going to think of a good name.
That was a good name, and it was tied to the area.
Something that associates the real deal or me. I want to get into this naming
Oh, so
business.
you gonna flip from the Sculpture Nation and start riding with the Washington team?
No, I'm just going to recommend a name for them.
But with your name incorporated in it?
Something that I'm going to pick. I need some monetary value here. All right,
what you got?
I got the Cardinals in tank mode for the number 1 pick. The Commanders get an easy victory, 27-2.
Get a safety. That is funny, man. I mean, I got the Commanders. It's going to be an ugly game, I think, but I think the Commanders are going to get it done 13-6, and that's not a touchdown. Those are 2 field goals by the Cardinals.
All right, Texans.
Oh, here we go.
Go to
What you got?
Baltimore.
What you got?
I got the Ravens soaring at home, 30-20.
Yeah, I got Baltimore definitely getting it done at home, 38-17. I'm curious to see how Odell Beckham Jr. fits into this offense.
He stinks. He's old too.
We will find out on Sunday.
Come on,
We will find out on Sunday.
He's a decoy.
We'll see a pretty high paid one, but
Yeah.
let's find out. But I got Baltimore getting that done, 38-17.
All right, Mike's hometown, the Philadelphia Eagles, at the New England Patriots, 4:00 game. Eagles do a flyover and decimate the Patriots, 34-17.
Outstanding. Yeah, I got Philly coming out the gate hot and angry. Claws extended to shred the Patriots 40-14.
All right, awesome. Las Vegas Raiders travel to the Mile High City to face the Broncos. This is a very interesting matchup. Garoppolo as a Raider quarterback. Russell Wilson with Sean Payton. Lots of new players and coaches. I see the home team using that advantage to get a win. I didn't put a score down, but I'm going to say 27-23.
That's pretty tight. Yeah, I see here a lot of storylines in this particular game. You got, like you mentioned, Garoppolo coming in, new offense, taking it over. You got a very angry Denver Broncos team. The defense kind of felt like they got disrespected last year. We know how their quarterback felt and the things he did in the offseason to try to change that narrative. Denver is going to get that W at home, 24-8.
And for all you got, that's a big victory. So Garoppolo's not doing well. All right, next up, Dolphins bolt out to Los Angeles to play the Chargers. But I got the Chargers bolting past the Dolphins, 26-20.
Wow. Okay. I got Miami getting this one done, 34-31 on the road. Should be a good shootout.
They got no running backs, though.
Who?
Dolphins. Unless they get Jonathan Taylor before the game.
They're going to go ahead and get that ball up in the air a lot.
Okay.
And we'll see how the DBs of LA can hold up.
Yep. All right,
They're
next
gonna
up.
throw that ball a lot. Plus, they got a running back. He's their quarterback. He just got to make sure he don't get hurt. That's
Yep,
what
that's true. And he gets a lot of concussions, so
well,
he
lately,
could be out in the
that's what
first
I'm
quarter.
saying. He's got to be smart. If he does run, just freaking hook slide.
Yeah.
Protect yourself. Live for the
All
next
right.
play.
Next up, the Los Angeles Rams travel to the Emerald City to take on your Seattle Seahawks.
How do you see this
Seattle wins easily. There's no competition on the field. This game is over by the half, and the Hawks get a look at some of the younger players. Final score, 43-3.
Oh, you are hilarious. You are one of the funniest people I've ever met. Lord. All right, man. We just move on. I already put my score out there earlier, 35-10. So I'm just going to leave it at that. And we'll
Easy game.
work through the division game. No
Easy game.
easy games.
Matter of fact, Carroll should stay home.
Yeah, it'll be a hard fought game as usual, but we should pull away.
All right, Packers at the Bears. This is a good matchup. It's tough to call. I'm going to go with the home team. Making QB initial season, Jordan Love, uncomfortable. And getting some turnovers. 23-20 Bears.
This should be a surprise of the week, but I have the Young Love getting his first win out the gate and on the road 24-17 against a very game Chicago team. But I think Green Bay will get this one done.
All right. Sunday Night Football. Cowboys. Cowpokes at the G-Men. 8 o'clock start time. I like the Giants here, 23-16. This will be Coach McCarthy's last year as the head coach of the Cowboys. He's awful. He's always been awful. He wrote Aaron Rodgers' coattail. He's been his interview with the Cowboys was a classic example of somebody not telling the truth. McCarthy, your time is limited.
You're on watch. You got a score?
Yeah, I do. 23-16.
Okay. I got the Cowboys getting beat up pretty bad by the Giants, 24-13. And the whole nation is going to be watching it. There's a lot of interest in this game, and I just don't know if Dallas can come through with the strengths that the New York Giants definitely have. And their defense is probably going to be in the top, I'll say top 10 right now till I see more. But they're going to be bringing the wood. And they're going to deliver it to Dallas.
And it's not the Alwood.
No, he's not coming with them. They're going to deliver it to Dallas, though. I hope they can handle it.
Got a score? Give it to me.
Yep, 24-13.
All right. Final game of the week, Monday night. Bills at the Jets. 8 o'clock start time. Looking forward to this matchup.
Same here.
I think the biggest thing that will be exposed here is the Jets' offensive line. I got the Bills winning 26-20.
Wow, yeah, I got it kind of a little closer than that, but I just see Buffalo. I mean, and the Jets are going to have to prove it. I think they're going to be vastly improved from last year, but against this juggernaut out the gate, even though it's on the road, I think Buffalo gets them 28-27, but the Jets lead with a lot of respect.
All right, that wraps up our week 1 picks. We are ready to move to the fantasy football segment.
It's time for fantasy football talk to see which teams can walk the walk. Each week, new matchups take place. All teams gunning for first place. Set your lineups, hope for the best. Your team might be good, but mine's the best. Make trades along the way. Ain't gonna help you, you might wanna pray. To be the best, you gotta beat the deal. Lots of luck, cause my team's for real. Let's get to the segment, start the chat. Hey, Book, what you say about that?
It's Captain Boom, and I'm running on the field like a wild one. Fantasy strategy that is second to none. I'm casting spells like a mad magician. I make so many damn moves, just like a mathematician. Without my fantasy logic, you just be hoping and wishing. And if you don't pay attention, your team will need a mortician. So check out Captain Boom and how I lay down my roster. I'm so dialed, there could never be an imposter. With this fantasy ball, this segment's for y'all. So don't miss our call for your fantasy brawl. Captain Boom can beat goals to avoid the wreck. For your fantasy success, put our knowledge on deck. It's a fantasy segment. Get in.
All right, we're going to get in.
All the way.
And we're ready. So, last year we had, I'm freestyling this, by the way. Last year we had 12-team league, and we had a couple defectors. Seattle Socrates crawled his way out behind the rock and left. And we also lost, what the heck was Jay's team? Whatever. We lost Jay's team.
Hunters and Gatherers.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, whatever. I think what he finished to the bottom anyway. So anyway, we're saying we're down to 10 teams. What are we going to do? Well, we had 4 new teams step up. We got the Boardroom move in, Zeus is Loose, the Italian Stallions, and the Enforcers. So we got 4 new entries. A 14-team league in a fantasy draft, you are getting into the weeds. I'm so pumped to have 14 teams because now the waiver wire and trades, the waiver wire is going to be, you're going to be finding somebody that comes out of nowhere and you're going to have to trade. And by the way, I already made a trade that shook up the league. Shook it up.
Let's get it
Shook
in.
it up. I traded Khalil Herbert, running back for the Bears. And I traded Alan Lazard, wide receiver of the Packers, to the Italian Stallions. I got wide receiver Chris Olave. And I got the Tennessee tight end. I can't pronounce his name. But it's a tight end heavy offense, and looks like I'm going to need him to lean on him in week 1 because it looks like Kelsey has a hyperextended need. So coming out of the box, the breakdown and the projection. The New Haven Naturals are once again for year 2 the favorites. But how did that work out last year? Didn't work out well at all.
No, it didn't.
Crimson Knights are favored second. Smells What's Cooking is third. Ohio Bone Crushers are fourth. The Boardmen are fifth. Connecticut G Hockey started out at 6th, but he's dropped to 9th. Access Lore started at 7th. They've dropped to 8th. The Real Deal started out 8th, but moved up to 6th. Enforcers started out 9th, moved up to 7th. Then we get down to the lower section of the league. Italian Stallions are 11. Zeus is Loose 11. Connecticut Wagon Circles are 12. Emerald Nation Monsterizers, the current champion, rated 13th after the draft. And finally, bringing up
The rear.
the engineer, the new football fanatic, El Grappador.
Top gun in the building, y'all.
All right, some notable things this week. I'm playing the Naturals. We're just going to take care of our squad this week. El Grappador's got the Italian Stallions. El Grappador, you're 7-point underdogs. I was 5-point favorites, but Kelsey's going to change that if he doesn't play. And Cap, you are 3-point underdogs. The Zeus is Loose. So Cap, you got anything to talk about for the Fantasy Football League?
No, we're just going to make a few moves, tighten up strategy, make sure we take care of business and welcome this new team to the league correctly. That's what we're going to do. We got some hidden gems here. We think we're going to shine them up. Get that W, baby.
Fantasy football going to be a great year. So,
Can't wait.
Hey, we're going to send out the link so everybody can check out our league. And all right, let's get to the podcast.
It's the podcast built to last. The podcast, we're having a blast. It's the podcast, we're back for more. The podcast, where we settle the score. Season 3 is now upon us. Forget the others, get on our bus. Week to week, there could be discussed. Hoping our squads are not a bust. The rhythm, the rhyme are here each week. Bringing you the news along with a beat. We don't like dreaming about getting paid. We focus on the podcast and the rhymes we made. The episodes are test to see if we got pull. Stating facts, bringing a mouthful. A shout out to Eric B for keeping us fresh in what separates us from the rest. Now it's time to make our impression felt. Sit back, relax, strap on your seatbelt. You never been on a ride like this before. With the captain of deal, picking the scores. We start to think, and then we sink into the paper like we were ink, writing lyrics, his and mine. The product is in our rhyme. We know very well who we are. Can't hold us down, reaching for the stars. We have a goal, stay out of the way. Be gold in the booth are now in play. It's the podcast, built to last. The podcast, we're having a blast. It's a podcast, we're back for more. The podcast, where we settle the score. It's the podcast, built to last. The podcast, we're having a blast. It's a podcast, we're back for more. The podcast, where we settle the score. One more verse to go. On and on with the show, the real deal. We'll challenge the flow while Be Gold is bringing the know. Captain Booth is always on point. His jams will rock this joint. His creativity is second to none. The style, the flair, he's having some fun. Then there's the gun behind the scenes, doing the edits, keeping it clean. This team, they won't be beat. Bringing the fun facts to the street. Poems and briefings on any week. Another way to bring the speak. Vikings and Hawks are who we like. At the end of each show, we drop the mic. The podcast, built to last. The podcast, we're having a blast. last. The podcast, we're having a blast. It's a podcast, we're back for more. The podcast, where we settle the score. Be gold, I'm out.
Hey, Scolders and the 12s and all you football fanatics. Thanks for tuning in to episode 1 and our week 1 preview. Tell your friends, families, and coworkers about the show and have them tune in, subscribe, and follow the show. Week 1 for the Vikes is a home game versus the Bucks. I expect a victory. Our next episode will be the week 1 recap and week 2 review for our respective teams. Hey, Cap, bring us home.
First of all, great to be back in the 479 as always with my fam. It's going to be a epic season, and I think we all know that. We're just getting started. So as B Gold just said, please tell everybody about the podcast, spread the word on all the different social mediums, and get us some more listeners. So with that, the Scolders have our backs, and the 12s got the front. Captain Vuk and Billy Gold, we shut down stunts. The Vikings are ready to rock the mic. Scolders everywhere ready to fight. And when the Emerald Lantern is lit and you see that hawk soar, find our show on social media and hit the thing that says check the score, and we'll be waiting for you. So with that, until next week, it's the Captain and the Real Deal podcast. Emerald up, baby.
Skull!
12s, where you at? Seatbelts on. Welcome to Miss Mad Pat, our new fan. We got a new Pats fan, bro. Miss Mad Pat.
Let's go!